In this video, I'm going to explain why we choose the factors the way we do. And I'm going to start with like the simplest option because I think it's easier to see. In the first factor video, I went over this property. We have this 3 that comes up on both sides of the plus sign. And what this expression says is that we have 3 2's plus 3 5's. That's 3, 2 plus 5's. So this equation is 3 times 2 plus 5. So we are going to be using this concept a lot in this video. So I'm just going to make these 3's x's because that is typically what we will have. How can we factor this? Well, if we used our rule we just talked about, we could use this x that comes up twice. Using our rule, that would factor 2, but this doesn't really give us any added bonuses most of the time. We can't really cancel or anything in this form. So let's go back and try a different way. We want to take this middle term and break it into 2 parts. And I'm just going to factor this x squared into x times x so we can see this more clearly. And this 6 can also be factored, but we have a few options for its factors, so let's just keep this 2 boxes for now. Okay, so let's pause a sec. You may be asking why on earth I just broke this up this way. The answer is because I want to have 2 sets of equations. So I can use this nifty rule up here to factor out. Okay, so the question is, what can we fill in for these orange boxes? What 2 numbers add up to 5? We have 2 and 3 add up to 5, but we also have 1 and 4 that add up to 5. And those are the only 2 integer numbers that add up to 5. Which factors of 6 do we have? What 2 numbers multiplied to 6? We have 2 and 3, but we have other factors. 1 and 6 multiply to get 6. So which factors do you want to use? We have a few options in combos. Well, let's see what we can do. Starting with the first one, we have an x in common in these 2 places. So this x comes out and we get x times x plus 2. And over here we have a 3 in common. So we can do the same with 3. So now we have x plus 2 in common. So we can take x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 3. So now we have 2 factors for the polynomial. So let's inspect this closer. To be able to factor out this x plus 2, we needed these x plus 2 to be in both places. So how did we get that? This 2, colored orange, came from the breakdown of 5x. This 2, colored yellow, came from one of the factors of 6. Since we needed both of these terms to be 2, we needed to have that in common from 5x and factors of 6. So let's make a note of that. One of our terms from the middle needs to equal one of our factors from the right term. And then this 3 here is colored yellow and orange. The 3 was a common factor. We originally had 2 of them. One came from the 5x and the other from the 6. So the other factor also has to be in common with the middle term breakdown. So if we look back at our equations, this first one uses the same factors to break up 5x. So in the first equation, we have these terms are the same. And in the second equation, they are not. So we won't be able to factor with this one. Now our polynomial didn't have a number in front of x squared. Let's quickly see how this changes if we have a coefficient for the x squared. We will again want to break up this 13x into 2. This time, we need our breakdown here to divide out by both our 3 here and our factors here. So how can we make sure it divides out of both? We multiply and then find the factors that will also break up the middle term. 13. The factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, or 3 and 4. 12 and 1 add up to the middle term, 13. So this will be our breakdown. So now our breakdown will be 1 and 12. And we don't need to worry about the factors of 4 because we already took care of them when finding the factors of 12. And now we can factor out of each group. So this video kind of turned into a tangent about why do we use method to factor instead of how exactly do I factor. Um, so sorry about that, but I do think it's important sometimes to see why we do something and see it's not just some magical wizard inventing our mathematical methods. Um, I will make another video that explains how exactly to factor. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope it helped out. Bye.